Hello and welcome to my channel where it's Halloween all year long. My name is Lauren. Welcome. Today we are doing a recent reads update as well as an unboxing of one of my favorite subscription boxes curated and sent out by Not Your Average Babe Co., a phenomenal spooky small business that I have talked quite a bit about on here and also on my Instagram as well, which is at Happy Haunts Library. If you aren't following me there, you definitely should. I love connecting with horror fans on there. So I wanted to talk about a few books that I've read as we start November and then celebrate Stranger Things Day, which is November 6th, with an unboxing of Not Your Average Babe Co. subscription box that is actually Stranger Things themed. I got it late in October and have yet to open it up, so I'll be doing that with you all here in this video, and then also chatting a little bit about a few books I've read this early first week of November, and one of those actually was a Stranger Things prequel. So I thought there was no better way to celebrate Stranger Things Day than an unboxing and a book talk, so let's get into it. So during Halloween weekend, I started Kill Creek by Scott Thomas, and I didn't finish that until around like November 1st. I have a whole vlog dedicated to talking about that book as well as a few others. If you haven't caught that Halloween weekend vlog, I'll link it down below in the description box. Definitely check that out. I had a lot of fun editing that video and trying a few new things that I haven't done before. So I'll talk a little bit about my final concluding thoughts on Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. So there was a lot of hype when I first sought out Kill Creek to be on my October TBR for the Halloween weekend readathon. I have heard so many great things about that book. I don't think I even heard anybody say anything negative about that book. So I went in with high expectations, as you know, hype for books typically does give you. And I was really disappointed because I found that the book was just too long for me, and I felt like the pacing was a little off. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just not my cup of tea, and I really enjoy the haunted house trope. So really my favorite parts of the story were when you were in the house, and then when you were outside of it, I felt like the pacing was off, and I think parts of the book felt super tedious and not super necessary. But maybe I just wasn't really invested in the characters. So it just feels weird to not really love a favorite of so many people. But that's just my reality, so I'm just gonna have to accept that. But yeah, I feel like Kill Creek is probably a 2.5 or like 3-star for me. I'm not a huge fan of like star ratings for books because I just don't really feel like I could quantify it like that. But yeah, probably 2.5, 3-star. I wanted to love it. Parts of it I really did like. I thought the ambiguous ending was pretty cool, and you kind of saw the twist a little bit there. So it wasn't like super unexpected when it did come at the ending. But yeah, kind of disappointed in Kill Creek. If you want to know more about my thoughts as I was going through that book, then definitely check out that Halloween weekend vlog. Another book I recently wrapped up is going to be Come Closer by Sara Gran. This was a novella. This is a horror novella that is a possession story. I listened to this in audiobook format. I had heard nothing about this book. I kind of scroll through my Libby app to see what's available within like the horror genre from my library, and I just really like to always have something to listen to. And so early November, I checked out this book from my library, and I really enjoyed this story because I don't have too much exposure to possession stories. I find them fascinating because I'm somebody who I have a lot of anxiety, and I find that when I can assert some level of control over my space or my life, it can feel more empowering. And I think that's the opposite of what a possession does for you. It is like you being taken over, you losing control, and it freaks me out to no end. Like that is a horror story to me, like losing control, having no more of it, and then something else kind of taking you over. And that's really the larger plot narrative arc of Come Closer by Sara Gran. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, nothing super special. I think it was pretty an older novel too. I feel like it was published in the early 2000s. But it was short, it was quick, and I really liked the story narrative elements where you have the backstory on the actual entity that's taking over this woman, and her life unravels. It is not really amazing to begin with, but she's just trying to keep up with life. There's a lot of things she was dissatisfied with, but it's a lot of what we typically do, which is kind of talk ourselves into accepting life the way it is, because it's just easier to accept it rather than do the necessary work, either emotional or like interpersonal, to get that life that you really, really want. So like you settle. And so I think the main character of Come Closer was definitely settling, and you don't really know as the reader, like, does she want to embrace this possession or is she against it? Like, I think there was like this internal battle that took up most of the story. And so I won't reveal how things go and how it fleshes out, but it is an unraveling of a woman's life. Her life is like just totally destroyed. Or is it? Like, that's the thing I really liked about the ending of the book, is like, did she want this or did she not? That's the biggest question. The more I talk about that book, the more I like it. And yeah, I really like possession stories. So if you have any more favorite possession horror stories, send them my way. Add that into the comments, because I want to explore a little bit more of that trope moving forward. And then last but not least, I finished up the audiobook of Suspicious Minds, which is a Stranger Things prequel created by Gwenda Bond. So I'm somebody that like isn't a super fan of Stranger Things, and you're probably thinking like, why would you read that if you were like not a super fan? It's mostly because I want to get back into it, and I thought it'd be cool to be able to read this prequel and then watch the rest of the series, kind of looking for these Easter eggs that relate to the book. And I've watched seasons 1 through 3, and I haven't like watched the last few. I think it might be 1 or 2. I don't know. That's how caught up I am. So I don't think you needed to know like all the stuff at the end to understand this book. I feel like I really grasped it. And so I found the book to be pretty enjoyable. I think it was like a light read. I don't think it is a young adult novel. It was kind of giving me that vibe though, with like the tone of the book and the way that the book was like structured, and the writing style felt very YA to me. So it was really accessible, but I don't think anything complex. I don't think it compelled me to want to read more Stranger Things novels, because there are several that have come out that kind of fill in a little bit of the seasons in between parts, or like to give context to specific characters such as Max. So if you're like really into Stranger Things, that might be totally right up your alley. But I felt like the story was interesting. Like, you do get a really good understanding of Eleven's backstory, and it is just so sad what happens to her family. And it is a lot of insight into Dr. Brenner and how manipulative he is. I mean, I wish I got more about him and his side of things. It was definitely like the perspective, the POV of the test subjects, which one was the parent of 11. I felt really just so distressed at the experiences of 11's mom, Terry, and what she had to deal with. It is any person, especially a woman's, worst nightmare to have to experience that level of like control that somebody is asserting over you, and the helplessness these characters in this book feel with this huge government entity being able to just follow you and dictate your life, and you cannot escape Dr. Brenner because of how much power he has. Like, it is a horrific situation. And so I thought that the storyline was very interesting, but I'm not compelled to like read anymore, but I thought it was like a really good way to kind of start my dive back into Stranger Things as I rewatch seasons 1 through 3, and then finally watch those like concluding seasons that Netflix has released. So now on to an unboxing. I recently found out that there is such a thing as Stranger Things Day. Stranger Things Day actually marks the anniversary of Will going missing in 1983. So I have my box right here, filled with such cute things. I tried not to peek in too much, but I do know from the Instagram account what is being offered. So I open up the box, and as always, some really awesome decorative packaging touches. Diving right in. First things first, we have a Stranger Things sticker. A lot of this stuff is probably gonna be lost on me because I have not watched those more recent seasons where a lot of these like references come from, so that's my bad. But I'm typically like late to the party on a lot of popular things. I have not watched Game of Thrones. I have no clue what's going on with this like new Lord of the Rings prequel series. So yeah, I'm just kind of out of touch on stuff. Oh, how cute. So there's like little cards here. I'm not too sure what they could be used for. I probably use them as like bookmarks or something. Oh, this is so, okay, I love these. I think these are so cute. This is getting me in the mood to rewatch this series. And that was the whole point of this little video and my project to read the book. So you have like these little Stranger Things cards. Friends don't lie. Oh, that is cute. Eddie Munson, yeah, no clue. No clue. Over my head, totally. Ooh, there's always an apparel item. This is cute. It says, stay strange. And I think if anybody was to see somebody wear this, like myself, you would get the reference. Like, it's just such a cultural phenomenon that you would totally know what this is. So this is cute. Winter's coming up in California. Things are getting colder, so that'll be super useful. Ooh, I think these are wax melts, and they're like shaped as little waffles. And these are going to be vegan soy wax melts. It's called Breakfast Before the Upside Down. Smells like you're running up that hill. And then another self-care item here is going to be a Twisted Allure Hellfire Club Sugar Scrub in the scent of blueberry pecan waffles. Twisted Allure is a company that I am familiar with. I did purchase a few things I'm going to be sharing with you on this channel in the coming month, so look out for that. So it's really nice to be able to have more of their products. Wow, that is strong blueberry scent. I have never smelled something like that. That's fun. Oh, this is so, I love this. It is a plastic water bottle. It says Stranger Things, and it has a silhouette of the crew, and they're on their bikes, of course, and there's also like the upside down version of it. And this t-shirt. Oh, this t-shirt is so cute. Welcome to the Upside Down. All right, well, that wraps up my recent reads update in early November 2022, as well as an unboxing from one of my favorite Smoky small businesses. I don't have any like discount codes for you. This was not sent to me as like a sponsorship or a gift or anything like that. I paid for this box of my own wallet. So if you're interested, definitely find that website. I'll leave links below to Not Your Average Babe Co. if you're interested in getting a box of your own. I'd absolutely love to know, what are you reading this November? What have you recently finished and wrapped up? Leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!